The holographic projections of the Galactic Council flickered before Hazel Martinez, each alien dignitary maintaining the carefully neutral expressions they perfected over millennia of diplomatic deception. She stood at the podium in the Grand Chamber, her worn military jacket a stark contrast to the ornate robes and biomechanical augmentations surrounding her. Ambassador Martinez, the Kelthar representative began, its translator rendering the chittering clicks into cold, precise English. Humanity's request for military assistance against the Devourers is ... denied. Hazel's jaw tightened. Behind her, Liu Chen, humanity's chief military strategist, placed a warning hand on her shoulder. She could feel the tremor in his fingers, the barely contained rage that mirrored her own. Denied. Hazel repeated, her voice dangerously soft. The Devourers have already consumed 17 human colonies, 4 billion souls, and you're denying us the weapons we need to fight back. The Vraxian counselor, a serpentine creature with iridescent scales, swayed hypnotically. The Council has determined that humanity's aggressive expansion warrants ... reconsideration. Perhaps the Devourers serve a natural regulatory function. The chamber fell. Silent. Leo's hand clenched on Hazel's shoulder. She understood the message. Not yet. Wait, a regulatory function, Hazel said, each word carefully measured. You're suggesting that the systematic genocide of my species is a regulatory function. We prefer the term ecological balancing. The Kelthar corrected. Hazel felt something crack inside her chest, not her resolve, but the last fragile thread of hope that the galaxy might operate on principles of justice or mercy. She'd spent 5 years navigating council politics, trading favors, building alliances, all for this moment, all to hear them condemn humanity to extinction while wrapped in the language of bureaucratic neutrality. I see, she said quietly. Leo, initiate Protocol Omega. Leo's eyes widened. Hazel, if we do this, do it. The military strategist hesitated for only a heartbeat before pulling out his datapad. His fingers flew across the screen, entering codes that had been prepared but never expected to be used. Around the galaxy, on every human ship, station, and outpost, a single encrypted message began to propagate. The council members shifted uncomfortably. The Kelthar leaned forward. What are you doing? Hazel smiled, and it was not a pleasant expression. You know what humanity was before we reached the stars. We were apex predators on a death world. We climbed to the top of our food chain, not through strength or speed, but through something far more dangerous, spite. Ambassador, I must insist, we mapped every council species homeworld. Hazel continued, her voice growing stronger. Every colony, every trade route, every resource depot. We did it while smiling and nodding at your trade summits, while eating at your tables, while pretending we didn't notice how you looked at us like we were primitives playing dress-up. The Vraxian scales rippled with alarm. The Council will not tolerate threats. Oh, this isn't a threat, Leo interjected, stepping forward. A threat implies we're giving you a choice. On the main view screen, data began cascading. Fleet positions, weapons caches, the locations of humanity's military assets not clustered defensively around human space, but dispersed strategically throughout the galaxy. Positioned near every major council world, the Kelthar S-translator struggled to keep up with its panic chittering. This is an act of war. No, Hazel corrected. This is an act of survival. You see, when you abandoned us to the Devourers, you made a critical miscalculation. You assumed we'd go quietly, that we'd accept our extinction with the same resigned dignity as the other species you fed to the darkness. The chamber erupted into chaos. Delegates shouted in dozens of languages, their translators creating a cacophony of accusation and alarm. Hazel raised her hand, and the room fell silent. When she spoke again, her voice carried the weight of every human who had died screaming in the void. Humanity demands the full military support of the Galactic Council against the Devourers. Weapons, ships, troops. You will provide them within 72 hours, and if we refuse, the Kelthar hissed. Leo smiled. Then we give the order. What order? Hazel leaned forward, her hands gripping the podium. You think the Devourers are the galaxy's greatest threat. You're wrong. We are. Because we're the species crazy enough to burn down the galaxy if you try to burn us first. This is insanity. The Vraxian protested. No, Hazel said softly. This is humanity. Every ship in our fleet has been equipped with antimatter charges sufficient to sterilize whatever system they're in. Every human soldier has been given one simple instruction, to be executed if we don't countermand it within 72 hours. The Kelther S membrane paled. You wouldn't, we would, Leo confirmed, because that's what you never understood about us. We don't fight for territory, or resources, or glory. We fight because we refuse to die, and if dying is inevitable, we'll drag everyone else down with us. Hazel straightened, her eyes sweeping across the council. So here's the one-word command that's currently suspended over your heads, waiting for our confirmation or denial. Burn. The silence that followed was absolute. Finally, the Kelther spoke, its voice barely audible. The council will reconsider its position. You have 72 hours. Hazel repeated. After that, we give the command. As she and Leo left the chamber, the weight of what they'd done settled over them. They just held the galaxy hostage, threatened to become the very monsters the council had always feared humanity would be. Think they'll call our bluff? Leo asked quietly. Hazel's expression was grim. It's not a bluff, Leo. That's what makes it work. Behind them, the Galactic Council scrambled to mobilize forces to save humanity not out of compassion, but out of terror. Sometimes, survival required becoming the thing others feared most. Sometimes, humanity had to remind the galaxy why apex predators earned that title.